When I was on the Ritalin, it made me just feel like totally different, like I wasn't even who I was.
I was, flipping out, was twitching, going crazy.
I felt like I was out of it all the time, like I wasn't there, I wasn't human.
You're just a zombie, pretty much. You do what you can just to get by and just don't do anything extra.
My mother never teased me, but she thought I really had ADHD and I was wrong. I had something wrong with me. So I thought she'd feel bad and feel sorry for me if I died. But then again, I thought that she would miss me a lot, and I also love her a little more than I wanted to kill myself. And so I stopped when I realized that.
A abundância de medicamentos receitados criou uma nova fonte de receita para as crianças: vender os seus medicamentos aos seus colegas.
It's called kitty cocaine. They take the Ritalin and they just repackage it and they sell it on campus to the kids because it's like speed.
I figured if I was going to do drugs, I might as well make it worth it. And I ended up doing street drugs, and then I ended up getting into it really bad.
We're looking at marijuana and other things as being gateway drugs, and actually the so-called medications are a greater gateway drug.
The Ritalin drugs are backfiring big time, because if the child is already disruptive and he takes cocaine, he's going to be a lot more disruptive after he's taken it. It is not going to calm him down.
Boom, she got on the drugs and her personality changed, her behaviors changed, they became erratic and dark and violent, and it was just a nightmare.
He kept having adverse reactions, becoming very, very angry. He could not control his behavior, he couldn't control his temper.
He was on 5 different psych meds, Prozac and lithium, and he was 7 years old. And he was unable to function. He would have rages and then crying and all kinds of just violent rages, grabbing knives and all of this.
The list includes 15-year-old Kip Kinkle withdrawing from Prozac when he shot 22 classmates, killing 2 after murdering his mother and stepfather at his home in Springfield, Oregon. 18-year-old Jason Hoffman on Effexor and Celexa when he opened fire at his California high school, wounding 5. 15-year-old Sean Cooper on a mix of antidepressants when he shot students in Idaho. And 17-year-old Eric Harris on Luvox when he and partner Dylan Klebold killed 12 classmates and a teacher in the bloodiest school massacre yet, Columbine.
E tudo isto esconde a verdadeira razão pela qual as crianças vão para a escola em primeiro lugar: para aprenderem. Desde 1970, os Estados Unidos caíram do 9º para o 28º lugar no ranking académico internacional. Durante esse mesmo período, o número de estudantes americanos etiquetados com desordens de aprendizagem subiu em flecha, e a venda de drogas para a desordem por déficit de atenção e hiperatividade multiplicou-se 32 vezes.
Children don't ask for psychiatric drugs. Children don't ask to be diagnosed. They don't want to be called crazy. So you ask the classic Roman question, legal question: cui bono? Who benefits? The people who make the diagnosis.
Psychiatry should actually go into government, that politicians should listen to psychiatrists. Psychiatrists should be in every parliament and should direct and monitor political activities.
Em pouco mais de um século, a psiquiatria infiltrou-se na sociedade à escala global, e não foi por acidente.
People aren't aware that in 1940, a prominent British psychiatrist, Colonel J.R. Rees, addressed the National Council on Mental Hygiene and set the agenda for psychiatry for the next 60 years. Since then, psychiatrists have been given authority in nearly every sector of our society, with tragic results.
We must aim to make it permeate every educational activity in our national life. Public life, politics and industry should all of them be within our sphere of influence. We have made a useful attack upon a number of professions. The two easiest of them, naturally, are the teaching profession and the church. The most difficult are law and medicine.
O colega de Rees, o psiquiatra G. Brock Chisholm, co-fundador da Federação Mundial da Saúde Mental, detalhou mais tarde os planos da psiquiatria.
To achieve world government, it is necessary to remove from the minds of men their individualism, loyalty to family traditions, national patriotism and religious dogmas.
Para implementar o seu plano principal, os psiquiatras americanos convenceram o Congresso dos Estados Unidos de que a doença mental era uma ameaça nacional que apenas eles, com um vasto aumento de fundos, poderiam resolver. E assim começaram os enormes gastos do governo dos Estados Unidos para a investigação psiquiátrica, que subiram de $1 milhão por ano em 1946 a 1,4 mil milhões de dólares hoje, um aumento de mais de 139.000%. À medida que a influência psiquiátrica se espalhava pelos Estados Unidos, espalhava-se também pelo mundo. Por trás de cada crise mundial será encontrada a mão da psiquiatria. Por exemplo, o psiquiatra sérvio Jovan Rašković, que exigiu a limpeza étnica dos croatas e muçulmanos devido à sua firme crença da sua inferioridade racial. O resultado foi a Bósnia na década de 1990, onde o colega de Rašković, o psiquiatra Radovan Karadzic, e o primeiro-ministro Slobodan Milosevic estabeleceram campos de concentração nos Balcãs, onde uma vez mais a tortura massiva, a violação e o assassinato de inocentes ocorreram. Um psiquiatra militar explicou como foi feito.
C'est très difficile tuer millions de personnes. C'est très difficile, techniquement difficile. Les Allemands étaient bons techniciens et ils ne pouvaient pas, ils pouvaient seulement 6 millions de Juifs exterminés. Ils massacrent, par exemple, 100 ou 200 de personnes, ou violent 100 femmes et 100 jeunes filles, pour que les autres sont effrayés et échappent. Alors vous avez le terrain pur.
Com o secular condicionamento de Pavlov mais as técnicas modernas de controle mental, psiquiatras e psicólogos podem converter o homem comum e inclusive crianças em assassinos de massas.
You could train them to use firearms indiscriminately. You could train them to shoot people with very little feeling or thought. You could train them to use abusive and brutalizing procedures in order to obtain information with no hesitancy, with no concern.
É assim que os terroristas são criados. No rescaldo do 11 de setembro, Osama Bin Laden foi caracterizado como o cérebro por detrás dos ataques. Mas o reconhecido estratega e comandante da Al-Qaeda é Ayman al-Zawahiri, educado em Psicologia e Farmacologia na Universidade do Cairo e autor do manual de treino da Al-Qaeda sobre o uso da psiquiatria coerciva. E ao orquestrar as explosões terroristas em Madrid, descobriu-se que Abu Hafiza, um agente da Al-Qaeda, se baseou nestas mesmas técnicas para manipular a mente dos homens.
You can implant memories. Memories are potent sources of motivated behavior. If you implant enough memories of specific kinds, you can shape and change the nature of human thinking and feelings.
And it was thought to be a kind of ultimate weapon, because what greater weapon could there be than control of the human mind?
You can control minds, and you can move people around, particularly when you control their lives. It's easier to control their minds.
When we look at psychiatry and psychology, social control is the primary agenda.